Hello, beautiful souls. Hello. All right. Welcome to Annie Around the Wild. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining. And I hope that you are enjoying my content. I know it's very simple content. I'm not exactly like doing anything crazy, but I am giving you real life, real content on my life, my everyday as I go through things. So I hope that you're not only enjoying it, but getting something from it. As I'm learning, you learn along with me. With me and my baby girl, Juliet. Here, I'm going to turn the screen for a second so you can see her. There she is. Say hi, everybody. Say hi, everybody. It's Annie and Juliet Around the Wild. So I'll sit here like this for a little bit so you all can see my baby girl. So for today after yesterday and just after the past 3 days that I've been having, we've been kind of having a rough 3 days, to be honest. Things have been very difficult. Nothing has been going to plan. And not only has nothing been going to plan, but why is this shaking so much? Hold on a second. Sorry, you guys. The tripod is shaking for some reason because the car is shaking. Anyway, so yeah, things have been going very kind of crazy. And not only have things been going to plan, but they've been going awry a lot, And for example, yesterday, I just from those ants at Cracker Barrel that I mentioned in the previous video, just because of that and me having to drive around, we ended up driving from 9:30 in the morning, and I did not stop and driving for the night until 6:30 p.m. So it was just like, wow, what, like 8 hours, 9 hours almost of driving yesterday. And so I'm just tired. I'm really tired, you guys. And, it's just like, it's a lot to deal with. It's a lot to handle. And so I've just kind of been like really sick and tired of the forests. I've been doing the whole forest camping thing for a while, a few months now. And it's getting tiresome, just the whole driving and then the problems that arise. I'm getting kind of tired of it. Mainly from the driving, I'm just tired. So for last night, we stayed at the rest area that I had planned. I ended up just driving there. We wasted hours driving around the forests from one national forest to another. Oh, you're done with the camera time? All right, my love. But we went from driving around. I'm going to move the camera a little bit here. So we spent and wasted, hours just driving from one national forest to the other. And of course it took hours. Like, we were up in the mountains, up elevation for hours, just looking around for a place to stay at night. And it was just so overwhelming for me. And then traffic was crazy in the city. And then let alone just driving up the mountains, it takes like an hour, so it was very difficult for me yesterday mentally. I was mentally very, very, very exhausted yesterday. And I just wish that it was not so difficult, all the time. But it is what it is. So just to update you all, after all of that driving, I just ended up, driving back to San Bernardino to go to that rest area because I was just so tired. I was so tired and I was just so sick of these national forests. I was angry with the national forests, mainly Angeles National Forest. I was so angry with it. And so I was just like, just forget it. So, and then when we drove back, the drive back, there was so much traffic. So by the time we got to the rest area, I was just so done. I was just so done. And I was like, we're just going to stay here. And you know what? It wasn't that bad. There was semis all over the place, like the 18-wheelers. But even though they were there, we still had a really good night. I had a really good sleep. So did she. She slept good. So that she didn't hear a lot of the rumblings outside, I just kind of had a show playing all night long with it plugged in. And that's how we did that. And I did that for her, and it went well. She didn't, she slept good. She didn't sleep bad. So, and neither did I. I slept okay, surprisingly. I really loved that there was like all the trash bins readily accessible. So yeah, that's what we did last night. Sorry for the shaking. My baby is like walking around. She was walking past the tripod. So that's what we did last night. We stayed at the rest area off the freeway. So, which again, it wasn't bad. If I have to, I will go there again. There was other like van lifers there overnight though, and then they just left. People kept changing. I felt like I was the only person who was like the same person that was there, which is good though. That means like there aren't homeless encampments there. So that was good too. But yeah, so for tonight, I decided I just wanted to stay local to my area, and so that's what I did. Unfortunately, this area is on, it's on iOverlander, which is very unfortunate. I wish it wasn't, but yeah, it's just a small, tiny little residential park, and the residential area, I mean, I'm only like, I'm less than 10 minutes of like the local areas that I know of. So it's like there's all of these stores that I need. There's the Walmart Supercenter not too far away. There's like all the things, gas station. So I mean, we're in a main city of LA. So just, yeah, there's all the necessities, obviously. So, yeah, it's just like a little park nestled in that one of the residential areas. And this park doesn't have, it's very small. It's very small. It's just a tiny little thing for kids to come and play at and spend their time, full of houses. Now on my right side here, so you guys know, like this is the driver's side. And so over here on this side, where the camera is not facing, on that side, the house, it's just a wall. It's just a brick wall here on that side, which is great. I'm not directly in front of anyone's home, so it's literally just a wall right here. On this side is the park, and then the street here. Behind me is also a street, and in the front is the street where you come and go. And it's like a one-way street, so no one can drive this way. So you have to just circle around to exit all the exits. So yeah, I just have to be quiet. I just turned these lights on for all of you so I can just update all of you. Once I'm done, I'm going to turn them off. But it's not a bad location, and there aren't any signs that say, there's no signs that say like, I'm going to bring this closer to me so that I don't have to talk so loud, because I'm hearing a lot of people outside. But yeah, there are no like no overnight parking or like limited access, limited parking and stuff. There's nothing like that. So you are allowed to park here overnight. I love that there are trash bins. For all of you, okay, I know I haven't really mentioned this, but just so you know, there's all of these different like kind of van lifers and van campers, and just like just like how people do things. Everyone chases something. For some people, the weather is the most important thing. So they're constantly chasing a certain like weather, whether it's hot or cold, they're always chasing something, but for me and for my baby girl, what we chase all the time, it's weather, but the number one thing that we're chasing is to stay away from insects and bugs and to be around trash bins. It is very important for me to be somewhere in a place where I can just go and throw my trash away. That's the only thing that is the most important thing for me. Um, I I was also, I'm no longer like how I was before. I used to be like, I need shade, I need shade. I no longer really care about like a lot of shade a lot because so far with the shade it has brought me like not really good luck. I have had a lot of insect issues that I've had to, manage and take care of. Thank the gods and goddesses that I've been able to keep that at bay and under control whenever it's happened. So we'll see. But for tonight, we are, I guess it's considered stealth camping. We are stealth camping here in this location. But this is the kind of stealth camping that I'm okay with because it's like, I don't really have to worry about being too quiet. I could watch a show if I want to, or even go on call for work and not really worry. Maybe not on call for work, maybe not talking loud like that. But I could put on like a show or something because my baby girl likes to like she does like to watch certain things. It's funny, I know, but she does. It calms her down and it makes her feel more like normal, like how we did it in our home, and shows like certain shows that we would watch at home. I'll try to play it here so it's like repetition. She's still hearing the same thing and stuff, and then she'll watch it. So it helps her. Ooh, sorry if you hear that. There's dogs barking outside. There's people walking by and walking their dogs. And they probably smell Juliet in the car. Honestly, that's probably why they're barking. And that's really funny. But yeah, I hope I'm okay here overnight. I hope that we do not get the knock for any reason. I hope that we're good. It's a safe area. I know it's a safe area, but I just hope that we don't get the knock here. Uh, there really is nowhere else to go be in this area. There's literally nowhere else to go, and all the places that is like a recreation area, a camping area, or any overnight places in all directions, north, south, west, east, all the ways, it's literally all like at least an hour and a half to 2 hours away for anything like that around here. So again, I just wanted to stay residential. So I was like, okay, we went to a Home Depot parking lot before we came here. Worst case scenario, if we get the knock, I will go there. But I don't know. It had bushes. And as you all know from my Cracker Barrel experience, I don't want another ant issue. So I just got rid of the ants. I don't want more to come back. So because of that reason, I didn't stay. And when I saw this spot, I was like, oh, I know that area. I was like, okay. I was like, and then when I got here and I saw this spot, it is a really good spot. I have been here since like 4 in the afternoon. So it is what it is. I'm just tired of driving, you guys. So again, I just hope that we're safe here and that we're good. I hope that we don't get the knock in any way. And yeah, for tomorrow night, I'm really excited because tomorrow night I actually reserved a camping site an hour. It's actually less than an hour away from here. And it's a pricey campsite, but I got it anyway. And they have showers. I have quarters, so I can use that to take showers. So I got it for 2 nights. So I only got it for the next 2 nights because that was already very expensive. So that's more than enough. But it's a really beautiful and vintage campsite. And it's been around since the 80s. And the reviews say that you can really see like the old bones of the place, and it's very well maintained and it's clean. The restrooms are clean. Not that I'm going to be using the restrooms because I have my own. But yeah, I really love that they have showers. I've never stayed at a campsite with a shower. So that's going to be really, really cool. And that's going to be a first for me. there is a lot of trees around and everything. And so I'm worried about that. I hope we don't have like insect issues. I really hope we don't. But I'm really excited about going to this campsite. It's going to be really cool. It looks really beautiful. So I really hope that after all of all of this past like 3-4 days of hell coming upon me some way, somehow, I hope that I get to really mentally rest and like just be able to stay there. I hope nothing happens that makes me have to leave and then figure out another place to stay for the night. I'm just mentally tired of having to figure out where I'm staying for the night. Out here in Southern California, it's not easy. It's really not easy, everybody. Out here in Southern California, it's very hard to find a place to find a safe place to stay overnight. Other states, it's really easy from my understanding. It's very readily available. There's all the like boondocking in the world. Over here, there isn't. And all the boondocking out here in the desert landscape, very few of them have trash bins available. And so you have to pack in and pack out, which means you have to take out what you take in. And so it's like if I'm there for like 2-3 days, I mean, that's a lot of trash. Me and my baby girl together, we go through at least 1 to 2 bags of trash a day, like a Walmart sized bag. So what am I going to do with all of that trash? Where am I going to keep it? I can't just keep it outside because then ants and insects will come because it's trash. I'm obviously not just going to leave it there, and that's also why you see so much litter everywhere, because there's no trash around and people are just like not wanting to take it with them. And so they just leave it. I have never done that. I will never do that. And I don't condone that behavior, but that is why people do it though. It's like, you are still a government owned land, regardless if it's BLM or not. It is still a government owned and maintained land. And there is no excuse or rhyme or reason for trash bins to not be available. I get it. You're not having like water or hookups or anything like that or bathrooms. I get it, but you need to have trash bins available. It's also helping the earth by people not polluting. It's still a government run land, and there's just no excuse to not have trash service available in any of these places, in my opinion. There's no rhyme or reason. And a lot of the BLM land even, is still with a cost. There's still like $6 fee, $10 fee, $8 fee. They're not all free. Out here in California anyway, there's always like little small fees. So they're definitely having income coming in. Okay. So there's no excuse to not have trash available, like trash bins. There's just no excuse. You can have trash bins available on these places. So shame on them for not having it. So I'm done with that rant. But yes, I'm very excited for tomorrow. I'm so excited for tomorrow. I really hope to. The dogs are barking again. I really hope that tonight goes well. I hope that we don't get bothered and just have a good and safe, quiet night and can just leave for the campsite tomorrow, because that would be so just rock solid perfect. If that can just be smooth sailing for a change, again, that would just be nice. I need a mental break, and it'll be nice if I can just go to this place and rest. I will definitely be recording and showing all of you the place when we get there. I'm very excited about it. And from the photos, the campsites, like whenever you're reserving, their photos aren't really like, they don't show you the surrounding. It just shows you 1 or 2 close-up pictures of the campsite itself, and that's it. So you just have to kind of like look at the map. So I got a spot. The spots looked really like very private, which I like, and they're covered with like trees and bushes. It's like a little square area, and they all look very private. And I tried to get, or not tried, I did. I got a spot right there by the showers, which I'm happy about, and I hope it's really as close as it looks on the map or on their map, because I did reserve it accordingly to their map. So, because I don't want to leave my baby girl in the car for a long time far away, so if I want to be like right there, I just have a close walk to go shower and then come back. So this is going to be really cool because I've never used campsite showers. This is going to be really interesting. So yeah, tonight's going to be interesting. Tomorrow's going to be interesting. This whole stuff is going to be interesting. So stay tuned for more, everybody. So yeah, it's getting pretty dark too, and I apologize, but yeah, I can't really have all the lights on right now. Even these like little fairy lights, I need to turn them off right now, and I also need to shut up and stop talking because there's a lot of people outside. So yeah, let's hope and pray, cross our fingers that tonight goes well, safe. I don't get the knock. I can sleep so I can wake up tomorrow and head over to the campsite. Check-in is at noon. So yeah, that's actually a really good time. So we're going to get to it. We're going to start getting things together to sleep. And yeah, I just wanted to catch all of you up. That is what my day has been looking like. I actually didn't even want to drive today. I was going to just stay at the rest area, but I was like, let's just go and be local for tonight. So that's what we did. And I'm glad I did that. I'm glad I did. So yeah, that's that. And that was today. I'm glad today wasn't full of another 8-9 hours of driving and having to figure out where the heck I'm going to go and spend the night, because that was just too much for me. 8 or 9 hours of driving? Are you kidding me? I could have been like in Phoenix, Arizona right now. 8 or 9 hours of driving. I would have literally, with 8 hours of driving, I could have been in Phoenix, Arizona with the amount of driving I did yesterday. So that's really, really messed up to think about. I'm just like, damn, man. It was just too much driving for no reason, and like gas prices out here in California are very expensive. They're not cheap. So that's also really bothersome. I'm trying to be careful of all of that. I'm trying to be careful of my miles. I'm trying to be careful of my gas, the usage, which is very difficult when you can't find a place to stay overnight, So yeah, it sucks that California does that. It really, 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 really sucks. They're making it very impossible for people to live out here. It's like they're pushing people out, and then if like the people who are gonna be staying or like deciding to still live here and stay here, it's gonna be like you're gonna have to, pay an arm and a leg. You're gonna be really paying for it if you decide to stay. That's really what's happening out here in California. And that's a real shame. That's really sad, and it's really sad to see that it's so hard to just find a safe place to sleep overnight, especially with so many people displaced right now with all of the homes. Like, for example, all of the fires that just happened. You know how many thousands of people are displaced? All the hotels are sold out. And all of you know from my previous videos, in the hotel I was staying at, it was just like a 3-star hotel, extended stay. And for 30 nights, I paid $4,500, So that was really crazy. That's very expensive. So it's that, and that's if you can even find a hotel, because all of the hotels around the valleys and everywhere here in LA or the surrounding areas are taken because everyone's displaced. And then here are people like us, and our neighbors, where we're displaced because our home is damaged too. It's not because of fires, it's actually on the other side of the polarity, water. So there's people displaced from fire, and there's people displaced because of water. And and it's like full on home demolition type of stuff, and then having to rebuild back the home. So it really sucks that they're doing that, but then they're making it impossible for people to spend the night somewhere or to have somewhere to sleep. Instead, vice versa, like all you see all over the place is no parking from this time to this time, no overnight parking, no parking here, no parking there, permit only parking. And then the only way to have a permit is if you're a resident, like if you live in one of the houses. So it's really crazy. It's really freaking crazy. It's very, very impossible it is impossible out here in Southern California to do the van life. That's also why a lot of people who do live out here, who do start van life, you see them end up going to other states like Utah, Arizona, Nevada, things like that, like places like that. Like they don't stay in California very long because it's not easy, we're not going to go and stay at some homeless encampments. And my heart goes out to every single homeless person in the world. And a majority of them are vets. And back in the day, before it got so dangerous like it is nowadays in those places, I used to go around and feeding all of those people and helping and as much as I could. On Thanksgivings, sometimes I would cook myself a whole entire feast of stuff, put them in the different foils, and I would go and I would pass around food, for people. So I'm not judging. I understand, I know it can sound like it, but I'm not judging. I'm just saying that those areas are not safe. And a lot of them are also vets, but it's also very sad to see that realistically, there's a lot of heroin, crystal meth, crack cocaine. There's a lot of things like that that's going around in those places, and those aren't the kind of places that we want to spend the night at, So it's like, no, if that's the only option, no. So there's a lot of paying for campsites. There's a lot of spending money, so yeah, it's not easy out here in Southern California. It's very difficult to do this lifestyle full time out here. It's just very difficult. Not impossible. We're figuring it out, but it is close to impossible. It really is. And that is not on accident. That is by design. The officials who are in charge, they have designed it to be that way because homelessness is such a huge problem here that instead of fixing the problem, they're trying to push everyone out, by literally making it illegal to just sleep. Even if you're not bothering anyone, even if you are just a resident, a citizen, a law-abiding citizen, someone who is not just trashing the place but respecting the place and all of that, it doesn't matter. They do not care. They don't care. They don't have sympathy. Forget about that. They've probably heard all the rhyme and reasons in the world, and so they don't care anymore. They're they're kind of like, I don't care about your sob story, I'm going to do this. Hopefully that helps a little bit for you guys. So yeah, so forget about sympathy because you're not, I haven't seen any, they don't care. And so, so it's so much so that I don't even say anything anymore. I don't even try to tell anyone my situation or anything. I'm just whatever it is, what it is, so, so yeah, but we're making it work. We're dealing with it. I did have a little bit of a meltdown yesterday and I started crying. I was crying on the way to the rest area because I had a meltdown because I was just crying and I was saying out loud, my goodness, I just want to sleep and rest somewhere. Is that so much to ask? It's just so difficult. And especially yesterday, it was so hard and it was so much driving yesterday. It was so much. So I'm thankful to have this spot that is my residential area. Like, it's my area. It's where I don't live far from here, and I know the area, so I'm thankful for that. Screw whoever put this place on iOverlander, though. Screw you. But I mean, I hope people keep it respectful. But from my experience in these past few months, anything I've been to and any place I've been to on iOverlander, it's either hard to get to, impossible to get to, or people are just trashing the place. You know, it's like people are just like disrespecting the land and environment. So there's that. So for all of you out there, please stop littering. Respect the earth that we live in. You know, you don't trash your house, so don't trash outside. You know, that's also your house. So yeah, there's that. Yeah, I still hear people outside. So yeah, I really hope stealth camping goes well tonight, you guys. And I just wanted to update all of you, and that was it. So until tomorrow, I will record and I will show all of you the beautiful campsite when I get there. Fingers crossed it goes well and it's actually a nice campsite and there isn't any freaking rhyme or reason where I have to leave or something. Hopefully tomorrow's campsite works, and for the next 2 days we get to rest. Please. So yeah, I'm very excited about that. So I will record and I will see all of you tomorrow. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching. And as always, stay true to yourselves, okay? And remember, don't let your fears get to you. Don't let your fears get to you. If you want to go out there and do camping or do van life and you're a solo woman, don't let other people project their fears onto you. Everyone projects their fears onto me every single day. There is not one person who I can turn to in my life that is in this lifestyle or is doing this. You know, every single person always projects their fears onto me too, you know. So don't worry about it. Go out here, go out there, go do it. You know, just do it safely, do your homework, do your research, and go do it. Don't put yourself in any stupid, dangerous situations, but go out and do it. Live your life, like really enjoy it. Don't be afraid. Don't let people tell you that just because you're a solo single woman that you have to just stay handcuffed somewhere and not go out and see anything. Okay? Because that is bullshit. All right? So just go out there and do it if you need to. Don't let people project their fears onto you, Aren't you afraid of this? Aren't you afraid of that? All the worst things have always happened to me in the solid sticks and bricks house, So I mean, just because you are living in a sticks and bricks house on land, a fixed place, does not mean you're any safer. That's a false sense of safety. That's a false sense of reality. And just remember that. Big time, remember that. I guess whoever doesn't realize that, I guess you've never had anyone try to break into your home or who has broken into your home or anything really serious happen, or else your sense of mentality would really change real fast. So just don't let other people's fears get to you and make it your fear. Don't do that. Don't turn that around. Just do it. Get yourself out of your comfort zone. Come out here and do it. It'll be hard at first, but then you'll get a rhythm in, and then you'll be fine. All right. So yeah. And whenever you're in places where you don't feel safe, just have a weapon on your side. Whenever you need, whatever that weapon is for you, whatever weapon makes you feel comfortable to use. Best believe that. Don't have a weapon that you do not know how to use, okay? Because then that's useless. All right, everybody, I'm going to finish my coffee. I have some cookies over here too, if y'all want to see what I'm doing over here before I let y'all go. I have a little bit of my coffee left and some cookies. So I'm going to eat just one cookie. I'm not eating all those cookies today. I'm just eating one cookie with my coffee, which I shouldn't be drinking either. So I can sleep, but it's okay. And so, yeah, I'm going to let all of you go with that. And I hope that all of you have a great rest of your day or night, wherever it is you are in the world, whatever time it is you are that you are in. And thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being with me on this journey. It means so much to me. It really does. So I hope you all have a great rest of your day or night. Mwah. Blessed be everybody. Bye.